First time visiting my boyfriend's hometown. His grandma just happened to pass away. Boyfriend's mom says I'm bad luck. I ain't putting up with this bullshit. I'm about to bounce. Didn't expect this family to surround me, demanding compensation. I scoffed. You guys are way too delusional. Manman only writes female-oriented fiction. Good, high-quality completed stories you can binge. My boyfriend and I have been dating for 2 years. Figured it was time, so I found some time to come here, meet his parents, and talk about marriage later. When I first arrived, the family seemed pretty enthusiastic, asking questions and chatting with me, not ignoring me at all. But then, just before dinner, the shit hit the fan. His mom called me straight into the kitchen, tossed me the dishes, and said to me, "Girl, how's your cooking?" I thought for a sec. She's my boyfriend's mom after all. I still wanted to leave a good impression, so I replied, "It's all right. My parents and Yan Jin all say it's delicious." I was all smiles, completely unaware of how serious things were about to get. Boyfriend's mom just nodded, didn't comment or say anything polite. Instead, she started talking about other things. Good to know you can cook. A woman who can't cook is a joke. Who's gonna marry her? As soon as she said that, I instantly felt uncomfortable, but because she was my boyfriend's mom, I didn't argue with her and just kept quiet. But his mom didn't stop there. She went on to say, "You'll be making dinner tonight. I'll taste it and see how well you cook." As she said that, she took off her apron and handed it to me. I immediately felt uneasy. Is this a power move as soon as I get here? I might not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but I'm not that stupid, am I? I didn't take the apron from her and tried to reason with her. Boyfriend's mom frowned as soon as she heard my words and got upset. "You're gonna marry into our family anyway. Sooner or later, you're gonna do it. Everyone else does it. Are you just being a drama queen?" Her words pissed me off. My boyfriend and I aren't even married yet, and this is my first time at their house. Faced with the current situation, I didn't want to be polite with her and replied directly, "Auntie, your son and I aren't necessarily getting married, you know. Don't think I'm desperate for your son. If anything, your son is lucky to have me. I wasn't wrong. I have a higher degree than my boyfriend. I'm richer than him, and I'm prettier than him too. If it weren't for his good personality and obedience, why would I even date him?" My boyfriend's mother doesn't see it that way. Looking at me, she's getting a little pissed. "You're making this meal today, whether you like it or not. That's the rule in our family." I don't know what she's thinking, saying shit like that. It's not like we're in the olden days. How is that crap still a thing? This woman's living in a fantasy. Suddenly, I don't really want to argue with her. There's no point. "Auntie, times have changed." I shot back at her and left the kitchen without looking back. I just didn't expect my boyfriend's mom to find me again, bringing my boyfriend with her. She started being all passive-aggressive around me. Other families' new brides, when they come for the first time, they're killing chickens, cooking, cleaning, jumping to do everything. But in our family, we can't even get her to lift a finger. She curled her lip and looked at me sideways. I felt like I had a lump of anger in my chest. If I didn't fire back, it'd feel like I was suffocating. So I immediately retorted, "Other people's boyfriends' mothers. The first time they see their future daughter-in-law, they're terrified that she'll do even a tiny bit of work. Unlike some people who shamelessly ask guests to cook, I'm not gonna enable her either. My boyfriend and I aren't even officially together yet. First time here. And I'm not putting up with this shit." I wasn't gonna take it lying down, so I shot her a mocking look. She immediately got pissed, but when I clapped back at my boyfriend's mom, he gave me a disapproving look, like I was the one who fucked up. His mom can say whatever she wants to me, but I can't say anything back to her. I never imagined my boyfriend would be like this. I was even more pissed off. Manners are for those who deserve them, not for a shrew like you, calling me a little bitch every other word, and you think you have manners. You're old as fuck. Maybe you should start collecting some good karma. My boyfriend's mom listened to my rant. So pissed she took a couple steps forward, pointing at me. She stuttered, you, for a while, but couldn't get a word out. My boyfriend was afraid his mom would have a stroke, so he immediately pulled me back a bit. Before I could even steady myself, he whispered to me, "It wasn't easy for my mom to raise me. Just bear with it, okay? I'll talk to her, and this won't happen again." I widened my eyes, realizing for the first time that my boyfriend was actually this kind of person. He wasn't like this before I came here. "She's supporting you, not me, so what's it to me? Why should I have to put up with her crap? If you're so filial, Go in there and let her beat you up to vent her anger. I rolled my eyes at him, looking at him like he was an idiot. No one, and I mean no one, should try to brainwash me. My boyfriend's face darkened, and he frowned. I'm serious, I'm not kidding. I also replied to my boyfriend with a straight face. My boyfriend also got angry. I looked at my boyfriend seriously, really looking at him for the first time. How did I not realize before that he was such a selfish and unreasonable asshole? I looked at him coldly, actually finding it good to discover this early. At least I didn't really step into his family's pit of fire, Yan Jin. The way we are now, we might not even get married. Don't take things for granted. We're just boyfriend and girlfriend. We haven't gotten a marriage certificate yet. My boyfriend grabbed me and pulled me over, starting to question me. What do you mean? Are you going to break up with me over this little thing? I shook him off and moved to a safer distance. Isn't it obvious? She's putting on airs before I've even entered the door. I'm not buying that shit. What age is this? Not everyone who's dating and wants to get married will actually get married. I didn't have much more to say to my boyfriend. I grabbed my bag and wanted to leave. I couldn't stay here any longer, but my boyfriend wouldn't let me, blocking me and softening his tone, starting to coax me. Zenzin, don't be like this. My family was wrong today. I'll definitely make it up to you later. Let's just finish this process, okay? We won't be living with my mom and them in the future anyway. It's just this little bit of time. I'll cook with you later. I'll do it. You just watch from the side, okay? His tone was full of pleading, anxiously looking at me, like an abandoned puppy. Looking a bit pitiful, I stopped and started to recall all our past moments. My boyfriend is very reasonable and pays a lot of attention to my feelings. In the past, no matter who was right or wrong, he would always apologize first and come over to coax me. Seeing that I had stopped, my boyfriend started to explain again. Zenzin, I was wrong just now. I know I was wrong. I just love you too much. I was afraid you would leave me directly because of my mom, so my tone was very bad just now. Just give me one more chance. It's just for today anyway. We won't be living with my mom after this. Hearing his sincere explanation, I wavered a bit. Even though I said all those angry things before, my feelings for my boyfriend aren't fake. I keep saying I want to break up with him, but I'm still a little reluctant. After all, we've been all lovey-dovey for 2 years, and he used to be good to me. It's like having a pet, you get attached. I sighed and decided to give my boyfriend some face, okay? But your mom can't say another word about me, or I'm leaving immediately. His mom has such a big mouth, always spewing out things I don't want to hear. So, her mouth needs to be shut. I'll talk to my mom right away, Zenzin. Don't worry. My boyfriend immediately assured me when he heard me agree. Indeed, his mom didn't show her face in front of me after that, and my boyfriend followed through on what he said and started cooking himself. I watched from the side, occasionally helping out. During dinner, the table was silent, and the atmosphere was a bit heavy. Besides my boyfriend's parents, his grandma was also there. She looked unwell. She must have been in her room before and hadn't come out. I don't know if my boyfriend said something, but his mom had been especially quiet lately, and his family hadn't been pulling any shit. I breathed a sigh of relief. My boyfriend looked at me with a face begging for praise and whispered to me, "How is it? We're leaving tomorrow. Are you feeling better now?" I did feel a little better. But weren't they the reason I was feeling bad in the first place? Actually, I've been considering whether or not to continue dating my boyfriend, although my boyfriend hasn't done anything really wrong, but his family, I think, is a big pain in the ass. If we stay together, there's bound to be more trouble. The meal ended just like that, and my boyfriend's mom started wanting to say something again, but his grandma cut her off. I breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, someone in their family gets it. They even know it's my first time here. My boyfriend went to clean up, and his grandma pulled me aside to chat about family matters. Everything had the feel of officially meeting the parents. When my boyfriend came back, he saw that we were getting along well and sat down next to me with a smile. But his grandma ordered him to do something again. My boyfriend paused for a moment, then obediently went. His grandma pulled me closer and started talking to me kindly. Hearing that tone, I got a jolt and woke up with a start. Although my boyfriend's grandma seems way better than his mom, their family, who knows what kind of scheme they're cooking up. I immediately asked her, playing it cool, "Grandma, is there something you need? If I can help, I definitely will." "You definitely can. It's just a small thing." My boyfriend's grandma affectionately held my hand. I was wondering, What does his grandma want to do? Hesitating, not saying it now. It wasn't until my boyfriend came with the foot washing water that his grandma started talking. I just want my granddaughter-in-law to wash my feet one last time before I die. My brain went boom. What a bizarre request. I moved a little further away from my boyfriend's grandma. Grandma, Yan Jin is here. Ask him to wash them for you. He's the one who brought the water anyway. My boyfriend's grandma's face didn't change at all. Instead, she said in a gentle tone, "This old woman doesn't have much else, just my health isn't good. My biggest wish is to see Yan Jin find a wife." "Don't worry, child, my feet aren't dirty. We're just going through the motions." My boyfriend's grandma's words made me feel disgusted. Are there no normal people in this family? I sat next to my boyfriend's grandma, without answering. Even my own parents never asked me to do something like this, and this is my first time at their house. Is this kind of thing appropriate? I didn't answer for a long time, and my boyfriend's mom started being sarcastic again. "I asked you to cook before and you wouldn't. Now I'm asking you to wash feet once and you're not willing. It's not even hard work. Look how pretentious you are." Her words made my temper flare up. I immediately glared at my boyfriend, wanting him to say something, but luckily he understood what I meant. He immediately said, "Mom, can you say less?" Then he said to his grandma, "Grandma, let me wash them for you. Zenzin hasn't done this kind of work. She doesn't know how. Let me do it. I'll wash them clean." Saying that, my boyfriend put the basin of water under his grandma's feet and reached out to take off his grandma's socks, but he was immediately stopped by his grandma, pushing my boyfriend away. She looked at me again, saying that. She looked at me intently, as if she's about to die. And I have to listen to her. Her current gaze makes me feel disgusted. I used to think she was a rare normal person in this family. I can't wash them. I don't know how. His grandma wouldn't let it go. Yan Jin. I called my boyfriend's name again. He quickly replied to his grandma with a smile. "Get out of the way. What are you doing here? I want her to wash them." As time went on, my boyfriend's grandma became more and more impatient and started acting like a spoiled brat. I watched coldly. I must have been brainwashed by my boyfriend before. Why did I even come to his house again? I'm just asking for trouble. Seeing that I looked like it was none of my business and couldn't care less, my boyfriend's grandma started making a fuss. My boyfriend instantly became embarrassed and came to my side, whispering to me, "Zenzin, just humor her for a bit. It's not good for my grandma to make a scene here at her age. Don't worry, Zenzin, this will definitely not happen again, okay?" I looked at him sideways and said, "It sounds nice. But isn't it me who's making concessions? Isn't it me who's being wronged? Why can't his grandma give in for once?" And this was originally caused by his grandma. I looked at Yan Jin very formally and said to him seriously, "I'm not washing them. Yan Jin, don't say these useless things to me. What you need to do now is make your grandma take back her words." My boyfriend's mom immediately chimed in after hearing this. "None of the girls here are like that." His mom's words really annoyed me, and the anger in my heart grew even bigger. I haven't been this pissed off in my entire life, but I tried my best to endure it, waiting for my boyfriend's reply. "Zenzin, just this once, okay?" My boyfriend's words made my heart sink. The anger surged up all at once. Does this family think I'm an idiot? This is not a family that sincerely wants to live a good life. I stood up abruptly, under their puzzled gazes, walking in front of my boyfriend's grandma. They thought I had figured it out, my boyfriend's mom said sarcastically. I ignored her completely, but stood there and kicked over the basin of water. Before they could react, I walked straight outside. I could even hear my boyfriend's grandma's exclamation and my boyfriend's mom's angry scolding behind me. My boyfriend immediately chased after me and shouted, "Yao Zhen, are you being this heartless? It's just a foot massage. It won't kill you." I stopped and said to him blankly, "It will kill me. It makes me feel bad, and if I feel bad, I won't be able to eat. If I can't eat, I won't gain weight, so isn't that like losing a piece of meat?" I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years, so there are still some feelings there. It's just that I can't agree with his thinking, after all. If I take a step back now, I'll be the one who suffers later. I have no desire to be abused. Yan Jin, I'm serious. Let's break up. Our values may not be compatible. You should find a girl who is more suitable for you, instead of coming to ruin me. But I think, with a family like yours, it's better to stay single. After all, no one can tolerate a family like yours. I was seriously advising my boyfriend, but my boyfriend obviously didn't think so. Looking at his expression, It was as if I was insulting him. His eyes were wide open. Yao Zhen. He shouted my name angrily. But so what? I'm not a love-struck idiot who's going to die for a man if I give him up. There's still a whole forest out there. But if I really marry into his family, it will be a disaster. Yao Zhen. I know. Our family was wrong in this matter. I apologize to you. Can you please stop making a fuss? Where do you think you are putting our family by leaving like this? I felt a little sick of it. He was saying sorry, but he was still concerned about himself. In the end, I was the one who had to back down. How come I didn't see that before? Yan Jin, we're done. I didn't give him another chance and quickly left their house. I still have to catch a bus to leave here. But in the end, I missed the bus. I just found a random hotel to crash in. As a result, early in the morning, Yan Jin's parents blocked my door with him. The moment she saw me come out, his mom shouted, "That Jinx is out. Make her pay." I was confused. What the hell is wrong with this family? Is it not enough that I'm not becoming their daughter-in-law? Yan Jin spoke first, his tone a little depressed. I was speechless. Your grandma passed away? Then why are you blocking my door? Shouldn't you be going to see your grandma and take care of her funeral? Yan Jin's mom seemed to have caught me red-handed. There are weird things every year, but this year there are especially many, so many that they're actually happening to me. I didn't really understand what they were saying. I felt like we weren't even on the same wavelength. Seeing that I wasn't saying anything, Yan Jin's mom said smugly, "We're not trying to make things difficult for you. Just pay up 20,000 and we won't pursue this any further." Me, I don't get it, but I'm seriously shook. What kind of brain fart came up with this shit? Do they think I'm some kind of dumbass? Or do I just have a sucker's face that makes them think I'm an easy mark? I hesitated for a sec. What the hell are you saying? Just cough up the cash, or you ain't going nowhere today. Yan Jin's mom glared at me, her tone pissed. I suddenly felt like I was cursed as fuck. This family. They're just gonna pin the whole damn thing on me. If you don't pay up today, you're not leaving. Yan Jin's dad stood not far in front of me, saying it with a nasty look. Spit flew from his mouth, and I quickly backed away a bit. The anger inside me shot up. I hadn't even bothered them about what happened before, and now they're coming after me. You think you're right just 'cause you're tall and loud? I yelled back just as loud, not backing down an inch. Boyfriend's dad's face was dark, and he clenched his fists. Little girl, I advise you to be smart. Don't be a dumb bitch. His actions at that moment kinda scared me. After all, I'm just a delicate little thing. And he's a big, burly middle-aged dude. If he loses it and lands a couple on me, I might not be able to take it and end up in the hospital. I immediately looked at Yan Jin, who was standing to the side, not daring to say anything, and turned the heat on him, hoping he'd stand up and say something. You're supposed to be educated, for fuck's sake. Your parents are saying I pissed off your grandma so much she died, and now they want me to pay up. How fucked up is that? You saw what happened yesterday. Aren't you gonna say something? My fierce glare made my boyfriend shrink back a little. He sneaked a peek at his dad and whispered, "Why don't you just pay a little something? Just to show you care." His words made me laugh in anger, and I no longer had any illusions about him. 20 grand, just to show I care? How the hell was I so blind to fall for a guy like that? But with them all glaring at me like that, I was still a little scared, but this couldn't go on. Tap, tap, tap. Footsteps came from upstairs, and someone came up. I looked and saw it was the hotel owner. He saw the situation and immediately asked us, "What's going on here? What are you arguing about?" Seeing that Yan Jin's family's attention had been diverted, I immediately ran behind the owner. Pointing at Yan Jin's family of 3, I shouted at him, "Call the police, boss. These people are committing extortion and intimidation." "You little bitch, what are you saying? You killed my mother-in-law, and now you dare to slander us?" Yan Jin's mom angrily yelled at me. I didn't pay any attention to them. I'm too weak here. If they wanted to do something, I really wouldn't be able to resist. Hiding behind the boss, I immediately called the police and phoned my parents and bestie, asking them to come and help me out. It was a stalemate until the police arrived. Yan Jin's mom was even more agitated than I was. She immediately started crying and shouting, "Police officers, you must stand up for us." Seeing the old lady crying and shouting, the police immediately stepped forward to ask, "What happened? Who called the police?" I immediately spoke up. "It was me. I called the police. These 3 people are threatening me and trying to extort money from me." I wasn't wrong. Yan Jin's dad's actions made it seem like he was going to hit me if I didn't agree. Yan Jin's mom immediately retorted, "That's not true at all. This little tramp killed my mother-in-law. That's why we're looking for her. Why else would we bother with her?" The cops' faces changed instantly when they heard someone died. "What happened? Explain it clearly." Yan Jin's mom immediately cut in front of me, answering, "This woman, she pissed off my mother-in-law so much last night that she died. We were hoping she'd bring some good luck to our family. But who knew this jinx would bring disaster instead?" She started sniveling and crying. I sneered inwardly. "Your mother-in-law died. What's that got to do with me? I didn't even stay at your place last night. Don't go slinging mud at me." Yan Jin's mom immediately retorted, "Do you have any conscience at all? If you hadn't pissed off my mother-in-law yesterday, how would she have died? Lady, aren't you going a bit too far? When I left, your mother-in-law was doing just fine. Who knows, maybe she had some underlying health condition." With the cops here, I started arguing with them too. By now, more and more people were gathering around, all watching the drama. Yan Jin walked over to his mom, tugged at her, signaling her to stop talking. Then he said to the cops, "What they're saying isn't right. It's just that my girlfriend and I had a fight, that's all." I wasn't happy to hear Yan Jin say that, so I explained to the cops. They were the ones who blocked my door early in the morning, threatening me to hand over 20,000 yuan, or they wouldn't let me leave. The three of us each had our own version of events. And the police couldn't mediate for a while, and more people gathered around. Since the matter also involved a deceased old woman, he simply took us all back to the station. At the police station, I carefully explained what happened last night. Everything was pretty much cleared up. But Yan Jin's mother insisted that I was the one who angered her mother-in-law to death, and that I was definitely responsible for this matter. I really didn't expect things to develop to this point. I also started to regret that I should have just left when his mother asked me to cook. How could a normal family do such outrageous things? I just wanted to give my boyfriend of 2 years some face, but I didn't expect it to backfire and get me entangled. Yeah, entangled. Yan Jin's mother, with a megaphone, was saying in my neighborhood that I had killed her mother-in-law. Almost everyone around here knows about me now. Dad was furious and went to argue with Yan Jin's mother, telling her not to ruin my reputation, but they didn't stop, and instead became even more excessive. And after I came out of the police station, I didn't pursue them any further. Instead, I immediately broke up with Yan Jin, wanting to get rid of his family as soon as possible. But I didn't expect his mother to think that my family was afraid of them. They became even more unscrupulous, directly having Yan Jin come to find me every day. Yan Jin is also indecisive. His mother told him to come, and he actually came. It wasn't until the TV station came to my door that I found out, in order to get compensation from me. Yan Jin's mother pretended to be a victim and went to the TV station. He stood in front of me with a smug look on his face. "Yao Zhen, you better pay up quickly, or once your business is exposed, let's see how you'll act in the future." I sneered. She was being too naive. I don't know where she got the inspiration for this exposure idea. I didn't take her threat seriously, just glared at her coldly. "Pay up. Lady, are you money mad? How can your mother-in-law's death be blamed on me? But I also advise you, you better end all this quickly, keep a low profile. Or don't blame me for not showing any mercy." Hearing my words, Yan Jin's mother smiled, and my mother, on the side, was flushed with anger, as if she had never seen such a shameless person. Pointing at Yan Jin's mom, she yelled, "You guys are shameless. Do you know this is slander? If you keep this up, you'll be eating a lawsuit." Yan Jin's mom didn't care at all. That look of disdain made me feel deeply disgusted. Seeing that we were done arguing, the people Yan Jin's mom brought started filming. Then she started playing the victim. I had a bad feeling. This didn't seem like a legitimate TV station. Otherwise, how could they be so indifferent when they saw us arguing? They didn't start interviewing until it was almost over. Realizing something was wrong, I immediately pulled my mom behind me, closed the door, and locked them out. Seeing my actions, Yan Jin's mom wanted to stop me immediately, but I didn't give her the chance. They were all locked outside. Yan Jin's mom was so angry that she started cursing at the door, and my mom, with red eyes, looked at me and said, "Zenzin, don't be afraid, I'll call Dad back right away." She was about to make a call, but I quickly stopped her. I was really pissed off at Yan Jin's mom's actions. Before, even though I thought her family was pretty messed up and I didn't like them much, I just wanted to stay away from people like that. But now, she was seriously affecting my family. I silently picked up my phone and called the police. When Yan Jin's mom and the others saw the police, they were stunned for a moment, but they were still taken away, along with the group of people Yan Jin's mom brought who claimed to be from a TV station. When one scheme failed, Yan Jin's mom came up with another one. She posted some maliciously edited videos online, combined with her sob story. A large number of people believed her and started attacking me online. Privately, they started threatening me, telling me to quickly pay them the money. I don't understand how there can be people like this in the world. Honestly, if Yan Jin's mom put this much effort into selling stuff online, she'd probably become famous and make more money, but she's just obsessed with me. She wants to target me and make me pay, willing to spend a lot of time and energy because I didn't speak out. Yan Jin's mom became even more smug, and the public opinion kept swaying towards her side. More and more people were cursing at me. I'm doing all this on purpose, just waiting for things to get even more serious, so that all of this can become my leverage when the time was right. I reported it to the police again and took her to court. Yan Jin found me again. Zenzin, why did you sue my mother? Is this really necessary? My mom is old. She doesn't understand these things. If she did something wrong, tell me, I'll make it up to you. Yan Jin spoke sincerely and vowed like I really needed some compensation and he would give it to me, but where was he when his mom came to cause trouble before? Why didn't he stop her? Now he's getting anxious, probably received the court summons and consulted a lawyer. Looking at the pretentious Yan Jin, I sneered, as if knowing I wasn't easy to talk to. Yan Jin's face changed instantly, no longer kind, but frowning at me. Yao Zhen, you don't have much chance of winning this case, and it's not good for your reputation either. I just don't want us to both get hurt. After all, my grandma really did die after you left. I chuckled. You don't want us both to get hurt, so you come and hurt me? What does your grandma have to do with me? Do you have evidence that I hurt your grandma? But now, without any evidence, your mother slandered me online, causing me serious mental harm and severely affecting my life. I never thought of starting with his grandma. Why should I follow their thinking? His mother took the initiative to show a flaw, letting me fight back. There's no need to entangle with them so much, and once I win the case, I'll make a statement. Wouldn't that be more powerful than anything? The more happily his mom jumps now, the more people will scold her later. Everything she has will only benefit me. Hearing my words, Yan Jin obviously realized this. Zenzin, it's all my fault. I should have stopped my mom when she wanted to do this. Can you please not be so harsh on her considering how old she is? Yan Jin started putting on a deep and affectionate look again. Even a face-changing master isn't as fast as him. I'm starting to suspect that Yan Jin has some kind of mental illness, otherwise, why does he change his attitude so quickly? I didn't bother with Yan Jin, because there was no point. Saying more would only disgust myself and make me uncomfortable. Not getting my promise, Yan Jin left with a cold face. After my efforts, I won the lawsuit. Yan Jin's mom originally wanted to scam me out of money, but instead she got fined by the court. It's just a bit of a shame that I didn't get her thrown in jail for a while. As soon as the verdict came out, I immediately started making a statement online. I wrote everything out like a little essay, starting from the first time I entered Yan Jin's house, and posted it online. Luckily, I had the foresight to record another angle of her previous malicious edits. Knowing that Yan Jin's mom was up to no good when she came, the little essay was quickly seen by many people, and the public opinion immediately turned around again, supporting you. You shouldn't be ordered around to do this, and that the first time you go to your boyfriend's house, OMG. How can there be such a family? Luckily, my boyfriend and his family aren't like that. After reading many comments, I realized that my boyfriend's mom also asked me to help cook the first time I went to his house. Was I being given the cold shoulder? Yan Jin's mom never appeared online again after that. It's like she disappeared without a trace. They never came looking for me again. The next time I saw Yan Jin, he had lost his job. Because of this incident, their company fired him. They don't need employees with such bad character, especially those whose bad character is so publicly known and has caused such a stir. Yan Jin's mom also argued with his dad every day, probably because she couldn't scam money from me and ended up spending a lot of money instead. Their reputation in this area is probably ruined. It's also his mom's fault for making such a big fuss in order to scam some money from me, making everyone in this area know about it. Knowing that their family isn't doing well now puts my mind at ease, to be honest. I also have to thank his mom for her actions. Before Yan Jin and I even got married, she made such a scene indirectly. It allowed me to see the truth and stay away from their hellhole of a family. Otherwise, it would have been really painful to find out after getting married. The end.